Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Ultimatum League 3.14. In this episode, I'm going to be doing Atlas passives I recommend for, well, the upcoming league. People have been requesting what I recommend for favorited maps, what I favorite, and then the Atlas passives because they only, so I have this up. I found it. This is the goddamn post with the Atlas passives and what they moved. It's in the patch notes. You can't find this like anywhere else except for the actual official, so then you have to dig it and then read it and actually analyze, and then I have already done it. So basically in Haewark, we're just going to go region by region and I'll just cut it. But for you guys, yeah, each region one by one. Haewark, Hamlet, top left. I'm probably going to target Harvest, so the Grove's Call got buffed from 5 to 10%. I'll do Wild Fruit and the Nature's Favor. I'll explain the order after. For now, I just wanted to tell you them. And then there's also this change to Haewark Hamlet. They added 2 small nodes, which causes monsters sacrificed at ritual altars to grant 10% increased tribute. They probably made you have to get this one first. These are the small nodes. That's useless. These are the big ones. The 10% chance to get ritual, and the paid in blood for re-rolling 2 additional times and granting 100% increased chance of ritual altars. This is so fucking insane. I want to try this right now, dude. Sacred lands, paid in blood, and there's no difficulty added. It's just fucking cool. This is what we wanted last league as a buff mid-league, but they didn't do it, and they held it back all the way until the new season. So we actually have Ritual 2.0, but it takes Atlas passive, so this is my Haewark Hamlet. Other than this, if you don't... Honestly, my other thing is, instead, if you don't want to do some of the harvest, the higher tiers, you could do just the chance to get the regular garden, because maybe you don't want more tier 4s and you don't want more of the rarest crafts in the beginning. I personally think maybe just the Grove's Call, since they buff this one specifically, could be a good start, and getting a free guaranteed essence with the essence buffs, and then corrupting imprisoned monsters in areas cannot release them, so you could corrupt, and then it won't automatically release, so you can decide if you want to open it after corrupting, which is safer, hardcore, and then you can actually get your essences to be a higher tier. So the essence from this area is actually not that bad, and with all the essence buffs, side note, very, very quick, because it's important as part of this, we have this big, giant post of reading every single essence change, so that's a thing. So next area, either way, what would I recommend? Actually, what would I recommend? What order? I guess I probably want to do maybe the garden first, and like the Grove's Call and the ritual, and then the essence, or maybe the essence and the Grove's Call and the ritual, or maybe the ritual first. Honestly, going the ritual first into the super ritual sounds really fucking cool. So let's go. Let's say my official, because it's up for change. I don't know yet, but for now, what about Sacred Land into Paid in Blood into Grove's Call, Controlled Corruption, Amplified, and instead of the essence, you could also just do the rest of the harvest. This area is crazy, dude. Haewark Hamlet, Pog, we're back. Oh yeah, I'm also going to be showing my favorited maps. I guess I should do that now. As part of Haewark Hamlet, we're doing Cemetery. I love Cemetery. This map layout is sick. The boss is sick. I like T14 better for sustaining. It's way easier. Leyline's okay too, but I like Cemetery better. Summit's pretty good, but then I like... I like Cemetery the best in this area. Atol's pretty nice, but I don't like running around the whole thing, because the fact that it can spawn on the left is really annoying for the rituals, and it doesn't make any sense, and it's not that great of a layout. But at least if you run around the whole thing, you can't miss anything. But Cemetery's sick, dude. Cemetery's actually sick. Next area. Very quickly, I'll run through all the favorited maps though. Cemetery in Haewark Hamlet. In Turn's End, I did Shore. This is the beast shit. Park for Sulfite. Tier 16, good for collecting Sulfite. Good map, good boss. Burial Chambers for Doctors. You can also, if you don't want to run Burials anymore or you don't want T16, you can run Alleyways. I also like that. Strand in New Vastir. Really nice layout. Then we have Tower for Glennach Cairns, and then it's the Super Beyond, which I'll explain after. We have City Square because it has multiple bosses, and it's really good with the Metamorph. And then Toxic Sewer in Lira Arthain, which I'll be explaining next. What our Atlas passives will be for this area, but I do Toxic Sewer, and it's because I really like the layout. I like how compact it is, dense. It's really sick, and yeah, now we'll go through the Atlas passives for it. Alright, now it's time. Very quickly before we get into this one, I want to talk about the changes. All this stuff now is going to be way faster than the first one. The first one was just setting up the foundation, so now the next ones are way faster. So pretty much, natural selection nerfed. We didn't use it anyways. This makes blight monsters spawn 150% faster. Jesus! 5% blight instead of 10%. And then we have breaches 50% instead of 100. So it's not that big of a deal. And so when you go in game, what do I recommend? I like the Animal Companion to get 10% extra Einhar missions. I like the 10%, well, it's going to be 5% maps with Blight Encounter modifier. And then we have 10% chance to contain a Smuggler's Cache. These are my three favorite. And then we can get the extra faster monsters, so the blights end quicker, so we can mass farm blight in Lira Arthain potentially at T1, and then we're getting the free blights, and it's pretty cool. And then we could get extra blight maps, and blight maps being automatically anointed, which could be super powerful, especially with those new oil changes, how they made all the oils real. This area is so fucking powerful. Oh my god. Free anointed blight maps, and they just buffed oils. Holy shit. So yeah, I'd probably recommend stuff like the free... first, I'd recommend probably the free Blight Encounter enchantment, and then maybe the free Smuggler's Caches, and or just go full Blight. Maybe go full Blight, like the free and the free, and then go for the Einhar missions and the Smuggler's Cache, but that's my 5 in total. I think I'd go Blight first, because it just seems so fucking pog this season, dude. Holy shit, Blight. Oh my god. Next region. Alright, let's get into Glennach Cairns. This used to be Senta Blood, you know, this Beyond and the Strong Box, and then one Alpha thing to get the magic, but they're moving the magic to the other area, so let's get into what did they change? Cultural advancement has been removed. Its effect now appears on time dilation and Ejoris. Protracted battle has been moved to New Vastir. Per demon has been added with a 25% for additional basic currency item. High value targets has been added. It now grants Legion Sergeants 25% from no longer guarantee. Torn Veil 50% from 100 merge. Face to face no longer grants 100% more timeless splinters. Oh, there's Legion shit here. Oh, that's really cool, actually. I realized that now. So they high value targets is moved from the other one, and then face to face no longer grants 100% more. Okay, and then they took out cultural advancement, and protracted battle is moved to New Vastir. So they changed new protracted battle and high value targets. 3 sergeants, and they have 25% chance for rewards instead of always rewards. So then we have this longer duration with the Warhorde and the emblems. So then in this area, we'll have the triple demon, the triple legion, the double alva, and the double strongbox. So in the beginning, personally, the beyond is the most interesting thing possible because you'll have like the most crazy synergies. Getting this node over here and nerfed is cool because then it makes the other two Legion nodes better, but then they nerf the timeless splinters. So this is about getting generals and then more encounters, and then at least the one free encounter is good in the start because like 10% chance for a Legion is pretty good, and if you get more out of it, it would be better. So the sergeants and the extra rewards is really good. So those two nodes is strong, and then yeah, generals is pretty good too. And then the alva's only good when you're actually doing alva here, so you probably wouldn't choose this alva in the beginning until you're actually like saved up alva missions, you're doing stuff with the temple, and so in the beginning, and this is only really, well, this adds one strong box, it's at least one. Beyond is free value also. The Beyond is just free value. Like every monster you kill and all the packs you kill and shit is just going to be summoning Beyond. So it seems like you can't go wrong with going Legion start, Beyond start, a Strongbox start. Personally, we're a summoner. We have trouble clearing Legions really fast, especially they remove the stasis from here and put it over here. So this might be easier after. We'll talk about new Vastir later or after this one. But for now, Beyond seems nice, honestly. And then the extra basic currency, dude, that's sick. Free Strongbox, and then 10% chance for Legion is actually doable. And maybe the rare Corrupted Strongbox. But honestly, Beyond start and the free Strongbox and Legion. That's what I would do as my league start for Glennach, Cairns. Next, region. Alright, let's do new Vastir since it ties directly with it and we already explained a lot of it. So high value targets moved, and then protracted battle has been added, so they changed it. Votive Horde. 20% chance for abyssal troves in areas to drop a rare item with an abyssal socket. 10% doubled, but no longer increases the level of troves. Plus 3. Plus 3 gone. What? Holy shit. Sulfide hoarding monsters are more dangerous but more rewarding. Out of the blue gives 20% chance instead of 5% for Azurite if you're farming Azurite. 10% chance to contain 20 additional rogue exiles. It's the same, but right, you just have to have more. It's better in the beginning and then worse later because you could add tons of content, but you can't. You can't scale it. But then it's OP early. This is like Seance. This reminds me of Seance. It looks cool. Rogue Trader now has a 50% chance for wild rogue exiles to have additional rewards, previously 15. However, it causes them to have 200% increased max life. This sounds really scary. So that sounds, it's way easier to understand. 10 maps, and then you get 20 rogue exiles. So it's 2 every map. He's getting 2 rogue exiles and then getting 50% additional additional rewards. 30% chance to appear in pairs, so that's 30% more, so 2.6 and 50% more rewards, so it's like 3.9 of rewards. 3.9 rogue exiles, cool. And then you have the Legion stuff, and then you have this Sulfite stuff. So I would choose, personally, in the beginning, the 10% chance for Nico missions is really nice. Free Nico missions. And then I like this Rogue Exile shit. Because 3.9 Rogue Exiles, 200% life. Holy fuck, dude. And then I guess the Legion stuff. At least it has some chance to get a Legion. So I guess I don't do the Rogue Exiles after all. I would do the Nico mission and all of the Legion stuff in this area, and maybe one rogue thing, the 10% chance for 20 rogues. So that doesn't actually give the extra life. They only added the 200 life to the 50% chance for extra Rogue Exile rewards. So we're still getting, if you think about it, I said I was getting 2 and then 2.6. So I'm still getting 2.6 Rogue Exiles. I don't have to get 3.9 Rogue Exiles of loot for the 200% increased maximum life. 1 point in this is Seance. So I think these are my 5. Legion, the 10% chance for 20 Rogue Exiles, and the Mad Devotion. Which one first? Well, you could do Rogue Exiles first. You could start with the Legion, which probably not. You could start Stasis, actually, because we're the Summoner. You could start with this protracted battle so that we can open Legions really easily, and then we can add in the Warhorde and the Emblematic after. But that's what I would recommend for New Vastir Pog. Actually, all of this looks so cool. Alright, next up, Ejoris. So if you guys don't remember this area, basically this was infinite maps with delirium layers, and then the delirium layers have a 15% chance to get 3 additional. So you could do a 20% deli, and it could give you 5 rewards, like as if it was an 80% deli, and it's so sick. And then we liked running Prospero's Promise for 20% Kadiro. And then you'd get offered rarest of 3. So they actually are changing Parandis, and so they're buffing Parandis coins, and then they're buffing the amount you get from these as like 10% more instead of 20% increased. And then they're also changing it to rarest of 3 chosen, but then they're buffing Kadiro's offerings, and Kadiro was actually already sick, so I think Friend of the Family and like the Kadiro stuff is going to be really strong in the Ejoris again, and you're going to run your Parandis here, because if you're playing SSF and you have these Parandis scarabs, what other use do you have for them? So you might as well convert them into rare shit through Friend of Family in the Ejoris. And then they're changing the Metamorph stuff so that it's only 50% chance for a Rogue Metamorph, and it's only 15% more damage and 150% more life. So the Metamorph stuff doesn't look as juicy in the sense of, because it's only half a Metamorph, and then it's tankier, so it'll take longer to kill. But otherwise, they also changed some stuff with the incursion monsters, magic monsters being moved here. And then they changed delirium layers to 5%, and they changed the extra 3 to 10% instead of 15. So you won't infinitely sustain delirium, and it's this whole thing of them pulling back on delirium because they want you to get the delirium cluster jewels from delirium, and they want it to be harder, and they don't want you to get it from like heist and shit, and they're lowering the chances everywhere, and it was all just too easy. So 5%, 10%. What do I recommend? Well, when you have Parandis, Friend of the Family looks fucking great. 50% chance for a Metamorph seems pretty good. 10% chance for a free Alpha mission seems pretty good. And then this Delirium stuff, at least do this. 5% chance for the maps to drop with Delirium so that you can, when you're playing, you're just doing regular maps, but then 5% of the time, 1 in 20, the map is going to come with Delirium, which is sick. And 10% Alpha, 50% for free Metamorph, 20% chance for Kadiro Parandis, and then the extra Parandis stuff. That's probably the start, dude. That's probably what I would recommend. Which one would you go first? Well, you probably won't use this Delirium stuff for a little while, but you could get it started earlier and get it on low-tier maps. You could do low-tier maps with Delirium, and it would be hard though, especially in the beginning. Free Alva missions are useful, but not that great early. We could do the 20% Kadiro Parandis. You won't have Parandis coins to offer unless you can buy them. So the 50% Metamorph is probably a good start with the extra Metamorph juice for the more rewards, and then going for the extra layers of Delirium, and then the extra Alva and the extra Kadiro Parandis probably. And you could replace one of these with Friend of Family after, when you get Parandis if you want to get those extra extra super juicy, or to make these 20% extra juicy. But maybe this is how you can start farming up Horrendous in the first place. Yeah, sick. That's my Lex Ejoris. I've done every outer spot and then Glennach Cairns. Let's do Lex Proxima. So we have small harvest chance now. Nodes now give 3% from 2%. Bumper crop no longer causes harvest to have doubled item quantity and rarity. And then this one's no longer Heart of the Grove because you spawn it through a Sacred Blossom, which is the fragments to spawn Oshabi. And then Seance is only 5 from 20. Packed with energy now grants 1 max all res. What the fuck? That's so weird. Instead of move speed and damage, 1 max all res for each. It's so weird. So only 5. And oh, these are doubled. Is this wait? Where's the item quantity? And they just removed the 100% increased chance for Heart of the Grove. And it now causes harvest bosses in areas to always drop a Sacred Blossom. Oh, so it'll always drop the fragment to fight the boss, but you don't have to fight the boss right away, so you could save them up. Okay, cool. So then I like Bumper Crop, honestly. I like Bumper Crop a lot. Seance still looks pretty good with 5. That's the funny part. I think I still like all the harvest stuff. Yeah, I'm still going full harvest, and then you could specialize this to specifically Sulfite and Breach maybe later, but we still start with like early Seance and Harvest, and then maybe an extra node into like Sulfite or like yeah, it doesn't really matter. The extra one doesn't really matter there, to be honest. It's mostly just Seance and Harvest still. Wow, that's crazy. Next area. Alright, it's time. Valdo's Rest. What did they do to you? What did they do? We used to use Diplomatic Escort, Ominous Arrival, the Test of Loyalty to get the crazy June. And then you could also do your Metamorph stuff with City Square because you get so many bosses and the boss parts and you could summon them. So here we go. Let's see what they did. Valdo's. Diplomatic Escort now replaces 1 Harbinger with a King Harbinger instead of a group. Gut Instinct now provides 5 intelligence for the current encounter's safe house if an immortal syndicate member is not interrogated. So that is useless because it makes tier 1 1-star, but maybe that's better with the 4-star. I don't know, dude. It wasn't that useful. Maybe I'll find a use for it this season, but basically it is you get a free Harbinger and then you could get a King Harbinger. And then when you're doing Metamorph here, you could get a 10% Metamorph, and then, yeah, getting extra Metamorph stuff. This is better when you're actually using Metamorph Scarabs, but you can still do the 10% Metamorph. These are better when you do Metamorph Scarabs, and then start with, yeah, you could do this when you want to do June here. You don't need this in the beginning, because you need June missions to do this. And you could also do the 10% Blight Encounter and some of this stuff. What does this stuff do? More lanes and more reward chests. This is more Blight bosses, which is more Blight uniques, and anointed jewelry items, which isn't that insane because, like, well, you're going to get the oils and be able to anoint your own stuff, and then we're also going to be able to anoint corrupted items this season anyways, corrupted jewelry. So, you could go for the free Harbinger, King Harbinger, 10% Blight, 10% Metamorph, and maybe this. Making it so Metamorph bosses drop an additional itemized sample, so you get like super itemized samples from City Square because there's 3 bosses, and then it's also 50% less power, so it's just so easy to fill up. And if you wanted, you could say like maybe the King Harbinger is not good enough and you could get the extra assembling Metamorph. But this stuff is better when you have Metamorph Scarabs, so you don't need to do the Metamorph stuff. Don't worry about it. Point is, main focus, Harbinger, King Harbinger, because it's guaranteed. Then you get the extra chances for 10% Blight, 10% Metamorph, and you could go into these. but they're not that great because they're only 10% of the time, where it's better if you guarantee it and guarantee it with Blight Scarabs. These get even better with Blight Scarabs. This is where you use your Blight Scarabs and shit later when you are actually established, but my league start, Harbingers, and the 10% chances to get started. Nice. Valdo's looks really good too. Jesus, they did such a good job across the board. Next. Alright, we have Turn's End. Honestly, dude, I didn't look at this area much. I did look at it, and I tried it a bit, and I really wanted to get Great Migration, but I just wasn't into it, man. The beasts were so unappealing with how the game worked. Exotic goods now causes a wider selection of items to drop. Big game now has a 15% from 30 for yellows to be replaced by red. Great Migration is 10 from 5. Dude, that's sick. I really wanted to do this. So, wow, that's going to be so fun. That's so many beasts. 10%. And then this is only 15. Then you have all this extra shit for chance to get Einhar. But this doesn't do anything until you actually until you have Einhar missions. So you wouldn't start this. And these aren't changed. And so this also doesn't give you a chance to get Abyss. So they did add Abyss Scarabs, right? Hold up. Yeah, Abyss Scarabs. So you could run your Abyss Scarabs here to get extra Lich and Abyssal Depths and all this crazy shit and basic currency and... Oh! Abyssal Depth levels! Oh, that's what we needed! There it is. Wait, it's already on. Wait, why was it down here too? Oh, Abyssal Troves. I wonder what the difference is. Yeah, that's weird. Starts to explain a lot. So then you have an Invasion Boss and the additional valuable item, which they changed exotic goods. So instead of one additional valuable item, it was... Give me a second to show you. Oh, I never changed it back. You were looking at the screen the whole time. Wider selection of items. Is that good? Well, anyways, I was looking at this screen and I was saying 100% chance for Abyssal Depths, 100% chance for a Lich, and then this was where you get the +3 on Lightless Legion. It has +3 to monster level for Abyssal Depths, where down here was +3 to Abyssal Troves. And then this Hordes in Abyssal Depths drop additional basic currency. Hordes is the thing you open, I think, right? But then, yeah, this makes you guarantee an Invasion Boss and guarantee an Invasion Boss with additional valuable item that drops a wider variety. And then you have the 10% mirror of Delirium. Delirium Fog is slower. And then 50% faster distance. So, personally... what looks good is the Delirium and the Invasion Boss in the beginning, because in the League start you don't have Einhar missions and you don't have the Abyss Scarabs, so I'd recommend Invasion Boss or the Mirror of Delirium. To be honest, I think that they took Delirium out of every single area of the game, and the only way to get the Delirium specific stuff is Delirium now. And so the two areas, Turn's End and Ejoris, gain higher value this season because I don't know how you do it otherwise. So basically, I'd highly recommend the Mirror of Delirium and doing the Delirium stuff first in this area. This is the highest priority, all 3 of the Delirium nodes. Who cares about the invasion that much? I don't know if it's any good, whereas I know that Delirium is probably required for so many people. Those are all my Atlas passives and all my favorited maps. This was a lot, but... And now the best for last. So we have this super secret Atlas. So pretty much to unlock this, they want you to do these insane contracts. Invitations where you fight 4 of these bosses at the same time, or 5. And you have Lair of the Hydra, Maze of the Minotaur, Forge of the Phoenix, Pit of the Chimera. So you'd find an invitation, the formed, with these 4, and then once you beat it, you unlock this, and you get points, and you get 2 per. So there's 5 different invitations, and you also get 2 points for doing the Maven, and then you get this. So with this, they actually buffed this node right here to 1%, so it's double, but it requires you to do a T14 map instead of a T11 map, so it's slightly higher requirement. And so what I would recommend, my view of this node is your end game, you've done the rest of the stuff, and you're unlocking the middle. This is the insane shit. Sextant uses doesn't do anything unless you're using sextants. Watchstones doesn't do anything unless you're using the watchstones. So those are useless, right? Things that actually do stuff in the beginning is 5% Zona missions, the 1% chance for synthesis maps if you're doing the T14 maps, which if you're at this point, you're probably doing T14 maps, so you could get synthesis maps. Now, these extra nodes only do stuff when you want to target synthesis maps after, like when you're actually doing the synthesis maps. You don't worry about the extra stuff. You would just worry about getting the synthesis maps in the first place. Like, you can't use the extra Zona stuff until you have Zona missions. So the important stuff is getting missions, getting synthesis maps, getting missions, getting unique maps, the Elder and Shaper maps, and then once you actually have the Elder and Shaper maps, you can do the extra add-on stuff, or the Elder stuff and the Shaper stuff, but you could also go down this 25% chance to increase the speed of Conquerors, and then 50% chance for extra Awakened support gems, and the extra Awakening level. These are significant if you're running a lot of Awakener, but obviously, League start, Awakener can be pretty hard, and then progressing your conks faster, this could add a lot of difficulty. But this is more for targeting Awakener and trying to target farm Awakened support gems, and probably an SSF thing, because the only 2 ways to get Awakened support gems are Awakener and the Garden corrupting of a level 20 support gem into an Awakened support gem at like a 5% chance. So pretty much out of this, what would I recommend? Missions are really nice, especially in the beginning. The earlier you get close allies, it doesn't matter how much you play, you'll get an extra additional Atlas mission from each master each day. So all you have to do is get to this, and then you get do a red map, and then you'll get 5 red extra missions each day, and it doesn't matter your play time, this is actually a better node for people who play less, because you get more missions. The more you play, like obviously then you could do more maps and get more missions just straight up from the 5% or the 10% from doing maps. But I really think that the synthesis map drops are good, the Elder Shaper maps drops are good, the Zona mission, the Atlas mission, these are the 4 I would prioritize first, and then the Conquer Awakener stuff, maybe extra after if I was trying to get a specific Awakened support gem. But in the beginning, I would prioritize probably close allies, then Master of the Atlas, and then maybe Remnants of the Past and Neural Pathways, and then Adept Tracker, because Adept Tracker helps you get more Awakeners even if you don't use these extra nodes. And you can switch to these. In theory, you could switch to get the extra 50% chance for Awakened support gem if you have the extra orbs, the regret things. Yeah. Either way, that's what I would recommend for my Uncharted ROMs. Atlas missions and extra Shaper and Synthesis maps and Elder Guardian maps, and then maybe extra Awakened support gems. Either way, that's all. That's all of the Atlas passives now. I forgot this one. It was really fucking cool because I even needed to go through this and decide for myself what I was going to do, and I'm glad I could do it with you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys enjoyed. And obviously, now I'm going to take this opportunity to thank my Patreon, my YouTube members who financially support the channel. I can't do this without you guys, so thank you guys for all that support, and thank you to anyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!